everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it has been a little bit of a while and I've been very busy with a little newborn. My baby boy Stanley is 6 weeks old now and he's growing so quickly. Nap at the minute, but I'm really hoping I can get him on this video at the end of it. Hopefully he'll wake up just at the end, not in the middle, because I've already tried to film this once and it was a total fail. He woke up and yeah, it basically didn't really work. So here we are, second attempt. This video is a newborn essentials video and something that I watched quite a lot when I was pregnant. I really enjoyed watching them. I got a lot of help and inspiration from them, so if you're pregnant I really hope this helps you. This is everything that I have really enjoyed or found like essential basically in the last 6 weeks. I think they class babies as newborn till the 8 weeks, so I'm still in the newborn phase, but I am, yeah, I'm kind of like in the middle of it, so I feel like I can give quite good advice at the minute, whereas if I get out of it I'll probably forget what I even used at the time. So here we go, newborn essentials video, and yeah, enjoy. So I've got a list on my phone. If you see me looking at my phone, I'm not being rude, it's just a list on my phone. Okay, so the number one essential, and I would genuinely say this is number one essential, is a white noise machine. Honestly, it's actually priceless. Like, they're so amazing. So we put white noise on when Stanley goes to sleep at night, if he has nap times, anything basically where it's like silence, we put the white noise on and it really helps him sleep. He is sleeping at the minute like 3.5–4 hour stretches at night, and he has like 4-hour naps in the day too. So he's a really good sleeper, and I honestly put a lot of it down to the white noise. One night, I think when he was like 3 weeks old, the white noise machine died and we thought, oh well, we just won't put it on tonight. He was awake every hour. I feel like the white noise really helps them like into a deep sleep. So yeah, I'll put our white noise machine up here and I'll make sure it's all linked down below too. But yeah, absolutely essential item I would say for a newborn. I have heard of some mums say that their newborns don't like white noise, but for Stanley it's incredible and works amazing. Okay, a second newborn essential is a room thermometer. Something that I actually wasn't even going to bother getting at all, but I saw it like, I think it was like 2 days before I went in for my induction. Saw it in Jojo Mama and thought, oh actually I could probably do with one of them. So I got it and I'm really glad I did, because it's a really funny time of year at the minute. We're kind of in March, we're like in spring, but it also is really chilly some nights, and then some nights like last week it was really warm and went up to like 22 degrees in our room. So it's kind of quite essential actually, especially if you're pregnant now and you're having a baby in the summer. I would definitely suggest a room thermometer. We've got the Perflow one and it's really good. It basically, you tap it and it lights up green if it's good temperature, red if it's too hot, and I don't actually know if it's too cold because I haven't experienced that yet. But yeah, I'd really recommend that. They are really good room thermometers. Third newborn essential is the Angel Care bath seat. I think this is amazing. We did actually get as a present like a big kind of bath. I can never make it through a video without him stirring.
He's asking for you.
Oh, hello, darling. We're halfway through again, Stanley boy. Well, this is Stanley. And I'm just going to feed him actually whilst I'm doing this. Bye, thank you. Hello, Bubba. You've had a very good sleep, haven't you? Yeah. Here he is. Yeah, he's rooting. 2 seconds. So we're going to do this video with Stanley in tow, but that's fine. If you hear any like little snuffles and stuff, that will be him. Where was I? Yes, the Angel Care bath seat, amazing. So yeah, we did actually buy like a big bath to put in the bath, if that makes sense. But we tried it for the first couple of nights and it was just a bit of a nightmare. Basically we couldn't like hold him up whilst he was in the bath because they're so slippery. So this Angel Care bath seat, I'll put a picture here so you can see it, you can sort of see what I'm talking about. You basically like lie them on it and they can just sit there and they're really safe. You don't have to like hold them or anything like that. It's like a perfectly angled seat. So yeah, that was amazing. I actually got mine off Amazon, but they did have them in Aldi for £12.99 I think. when I was pregnant, and I thought, oh no, I won't bother with one of them, I won't need it, and I'm really annoyed because I paid double for it on Amazon. So if you see them in the supermarket and you're pregnant, honestly, get one, just get it, like you won't regret it. It's so good. Next one is a nappy caddy. These are essential if you live in a house. If you live in a flat, obviously it's not so bad because you don't have to go all the way upstairs. However, I'd still say you probably need them in like a couple of different rooms. But yeah, a nappy caddy is amazing. We've got one downstairs, and I've got like a bit of a mini one upstairs. I'd say a nappy caddy is 100% essential. The next one is obviously total preference. If you're totally breastfeeding, then you won't need these. But if you are formula feeding or combination feeding like me, I would say definitely get some ready-made formula bottles. So I wasn't sure what we were going to do with our feeding, to be honest, when we first, I said like, if I breastfeed, great, if I don't, I don't. And we'll just see how we go. In the hospital, I had a C-section, and I found it really hard to breastfeed to start with, and my milk took ages to come in. It didn't actually come in until day 6. So he was getting the colostrum, but I just felt like he was starving all the time, like he was just a really hungry baby. And in the hospital they have ready-made Aptamil bottles with the tea already on them, and they are honestly essential for them first, I'd say, few weeks of life, really, if you want to formula feed or if you want to combination feed. They are so handy. The tea on them is already sterilised, and yeah, basically, rather than like running up and down the stairs, especially if you've had a C-section, making up formula bottles, then these just basically, you just put them in, and then when they're done, you go in the bin. They are quite expensive, but I'd say if you are pregnant and you're looking to combo or formula feed, just get them. Honestly, they're so worth it. And also at that stage, like the first like week, like they sporadically drink random amounts. Like I think like the first 2 days he was having like 20 ml, obviously because they're so tiny. And like making a formula bottle up, you'd end up wasting so much. So yeah, definitely the ready-made formulas, and to be honest with you, we're still using them now. Not the ones with the tea on. We've obviously stopped using them, I think like 2 weeks, but we're using the ready-made ones still, and I'm just finding it so much easier because we're still combination feeding and not really sure what we're doing with it all, like whether we'll stop, whether we'll carry on, or whether we'll fully breastfeed. They're just brilliant. Rather than like making up all the powder and waiting for it to cool down, it's a more expensive version, but I would say it is worth it in my opinion. Okay, so next newborn essential, I would say for me, is a nursing chair. The first 4 weeks we were feeding Stanley in bed, or I was feeding Stanley in bed, or on the sofa, and my back took an absolute beating from it. It was really sore, basically like lying down slumped, sitting there. It just was not doing me any favours. So we actually, the reason this came around is we went into John Lewis into their parent room, and I fed Stanley on a feeding chair, and I was like, wow, that was amazing. I felt like so much better, my back felt better, and he just felt more comfortable as well because he wasn't like slipping down. So yeah, basically we looked on Facebook Marketplace and we found the exact same chair for £40. Got it, and it's been a game changer for us, in all honesty. It's been absolutely brilliant. I love feeding him on it. I'm feeding him on it in the day. We've actually got it downstairs at the minute because I don't really like getting up at night to feed him and getting out of bed. I actually do like to feed him in bed. But as soon as we're up, we go and feed him down there, and that's pretty much where I feed him for the rest of the day. So yeah, if you can and you've got space, I definitely recommend a feeding chair. But obviously it's not an actual essential, but you know what I mean. He's so snuffly. And the next one is an absolute essential, and it is hundreds of muslins. Like, when I was pregnant, I think I had like 15 muslins, and I remember thinking, this is ridiculous, I don't need this many. Well, let's just say I think I have about 40 now, and I still get through so many of them. It's ridiculous. I've got like 10 downstairs, 10 upstairs in his room, 10 in our room, 10 in our bags. Honestly, like, it is essential, especially if you have a bit of a sicky baby like Stanley. You go through them so quickly. Muslins, you can honestly never have too many. Like, they are amazing. So yeah. Is also to do with sleep, and it is the Snuzpod. I have loved the Snuzpod. It's basically it's like a, same as a Next to Me. It's basically a cot that goes up to the side of your bed, and we've absolutely loved that. He's been in it since he came back from the hospital in day 1, and it's just so nice to be able to just see him. He's just pulled off. This is literally YouTube live with a baby. Hello baby. Did you have a nice little feed? Oh. Did you have a lovely feed? Yeah, the nut next to me Snuzpod is amazing. Like, it's just so nice to be able to see him at night and like not worry about him, because if you had a Moses basket up, you'd have the sides up and wouldn't be able to see him. So yeah, having that right next to my bed is essential, I would say. You can, these are quite expensive, but you can pick them up on Facebook Marketplace, which is exactly where I got ours from. I think I paid £50 for ours. And yeah, we've basically like loved it, so it's well worth the money. Essential item I would say is a baby carrier. We absolutely love ours. We use it, I'd say we use it every day actually, either for a walk with the dog around the fields, like where we can't take the buggy, or just for around the house. Yeah, they are amazing. So we have the Baby Born Air 1 carrier, I think it's called. Once again, we got it off of Facebook for £50, but they are about £140 new. But honestly, they are worth every penny. But like, if you're not worried about second hand, I'd definitely check Facebook first. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. I use it a lot for dog walks, and then I also use it a lot for around the house. If you just have one of them fussy days where he doesn't want to be put down, then I basically just chuck him in that, and I put the washing on, do his bottles. Honestly, there's like nothing I haven't done in that carrier, and you can wee in it too, let's just say. I have gone to the toilet with him on me as well. So yeah, it is amazing, really essential. And actually, I really want to get a sling too. I'm just trying to figure out what like the best one is kind of on the market, but yeah, baby wearing is absolutely amazing, especially those first kind of like where we are right now, like in the first 6 weeks. They just want to be close to you, and they basically will only really settle on you sometimes, not always. He's pretty good actually, to be fair, but sometimes he will only settle on me. So yeah, a carrier is essential. Okay, now he's on the other booth. Okay, the next thing I'd say isn't essential, but it is really, really handy, and it is a cup holder for your pram. It's honestly like the amount of times before I got this, I went out for coffee and I'd be trying to walk one-handed with the pram and hold my coffee, and the coffee would spill everywhere, and it would just be a nightmare. I got a coffee from Costa, and I was in that situation where I was walking holding the pram with one hand and one coffee, and I was actually having a look in Jojo Mama at the time, and I saw a cup holder and I was like, wow, I need that. I obviously knew they existed, but I just hadn't really like ever thought to get one. But they are absolutely brilliant, especially if you are on the go like I am. Like, I'm always out and about and need like a drink handy, especially when I'm breastfeeding. Like, I'm literally the thirstiest human on the planet. So to have like a cup holder there for a coffee or my water is just essential. And I actually saw one the other day, I'm going to put it up on screen here too as well, which had a my friend actually had one when I met her for a coffee, and it had a phone holder in it, so I'm actually going to order that one as well, I think. Okay, so another thing I've discovered recently, which I'm absolutely loving, is putting the car seat on the pram base. I've only done that literally the last 2 days because I've only just brought the adapters, but if you are pregnant and you are an out and about mum like me, I would definitely try and get the adapters if you don't have the same pram. So I've got a Bugaboo pram but a Cybex car seat, so I needed to buy the adapters to be able to put that on the base, and it is so much easier. Like, if you're just nipping out to the shops, being able to plonk him on there on the buggy rather than getting him out and put him in the bassinet is honestly game changing. So yeah, I'd say they are a genuine essential actually. Okay, so last but not least, 2 other newborn essentials that are amazing if you're breastfeeding, and they are the Silverette cups and the Hacker pump. So the Silverette cups are honestly amazing. I've been using them since I think like week 2, week 3, and one of my friends sent them to me. They are brilliant. They're quite expensive, but they're basically just little, put a picture here, silver cups that you put on your nipples in your bra once you're done feeding, and they are supposed to like heal your nipples. Or let's just say I've not used one thing of nipple balm, not one bit. I've basically just used them, and my nipples are in pretty good condition still, which is amazing considering that he is obviously feeding off them quite a few times a day. And I put these in my bra every time, and they honestly heal them amazingly. So yes, I would say they are an essential if you are breastfeeding. A couple of people who I've then recommended it onto have said like, wow, like I don't know what I'd have done without these basically. So yeah, and the next thing is the Hacker pump. It's basically just a little silicone pump that you put on your boob when baby's feeding on the other side, and it basically catches the letdown of the other side. So you don't have to do anything to do with it, you don't have to pump it or anything. You basically suction it onto your other breast, let it go, and then it should basically collect all the milk that comes out. So I always think of it as like free milk. I'm not like having to spend any other time pumping. I usually get around 50 ml each time, which isn't loads. I think it's about 2 ounces. But every time I do that, obviously I put it into a cup, and then that creates like a full feed. So yeah, it's basically like easy milk. So yeah, that is what I would say are really essential too. Okay, so that is everything. I can't think of anything else. However, I'm sure there will be something else. So I am going to say this is part 1, because I'm sure there'll be a part 2 as he gets older and he requires more things. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope it was helpful. I will link everything down below so you can get it if you need to. And if you have any questions at all, please ask. I'm here to help if anyone needs any help. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.